Hi guys, it's Allison Hawkstorm and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you are new here. So today I'm going to be doing a video that's a little bit different from what I've done before. I'm going to be doing a how-to video. So I was thinking about how when I started hosting MEPs, I had no idea how to put one together. And I just thought that maybe it would be helpful if I made a video on how I do it, so that I could hopefully help someone who is wanting to host an MEP but maybe doesn't know how to do it, you know, that kind of thing. But so yeah, if you guys want to learn how I put my MEPs together, you guys can stick around and enjoy. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously pick a song. Can be any song you want. Once you have selected your song, you want to go into your editor and take the song that you want and split it into equal parts, or semi-equal parts, or almost equal parts. I mean, they don't have to be perfect. Also, you may or may not know that I like to give the audio files out to people using SendSpace, but you don't have to do that. But I would recommend doing one of these two things if you want to host an MEP. I would either A, give your participants their audio file using SendSpace so they know exactly what length of music they want to edit to, or B, leave a gap in between parts in the video that you upload for people to claim their parts, so that people who have to cut their audio themselves kind of know where to cut it. You can also put the times of the part on the screen. I think that's also pretty helpful. So yeah, there's a number of ways that you could do it to make it easier for your participants to edit their part, and also easier for you in the end to put the whole thing together, because the parts will be more accurate. Then when you upload your video, you of course want to write a description of rules. You can look in one of my MEPs for an example. If you want to use my rules, that's totally fine by me. You can totally use the rules that I have written, but just make sure that you can like take one of the rules out of my description if you want. Write your own rules. You can take from mine. You're totally welcome to. I said that like 3 times. But yeah, you want to make sure you have rules, and a password is something I would recommend, so you know that people read your rules, or at least skimmed through them to find the password. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything about making your MEP, like, what do you even call it? Like your video advertising the MEP and asking people to join, and that they can comment on and join the MEP. Yeah, I think that's everything about making the initial video. Then what you want to do is it's pretty simple. You just want to go through, prove people's parts. I would definitely recommend checking people's channels beforehand. And I would make one of your rules that they have to have one music video uploaded on their channel, at least one music video, so that you can see their editing skill. Yeah, I'm not that picky, but some people are more picky. Some people are even less picky than me. It's really just up to you, whatever you want to do. Also, another thing I would recommend doing is I would suggest hosting a mini MEP. I hosted a 5-part mini MEP for my first MEP. That's just kind of so you know that all the parts are going to get done and the MEP will be completed, or at least hopefully, if there's only 5 parts. Or like, you could do 4 parts, you could do like 6 parts, 7 parts. I would recommend around that for your first MEP, just so you kind of can be pretty sure that it's going to get finished and that people are going to join it. Okay, I think that's everything about starting the MEP. So the next thing I want to talk about is after the MEP has filled up. you want to go through and watch everyone's part and make sure that everything looks okay. If you're being really picky, you can make sure that everyone followed the rules and the theme, if there is a theme, and all of that stuff correctly. And if they didn't, you want to let them know and ask them to redo their part or edit something, like something small. Maybe there's a small change you want them to make. Yeah, you want to do that after everyone's parts are done, or even you can do it while people are still finishing their parts. That's something that I do, is like whenever someone finishes, I watch the part, make sure it's okay, and then I comment thank you. If I need something changed, I let them know right away so they can fix it for me. So then it's kind of the hard part, and this is the part that I was confused with when I first started with MEP hosting, and it's the part that I think a lot of people are probably confused about, so this is why I really wanted to make this video. So you want to go online and find a YouTube video downloader. I found one. You can use a different video downloader if you want, but this one works. I'd recommend it. I think it was free. I'm fairly certain it was free for the version that I use. So to download a YouTube video using the program that I use, you want to just go to the add URLs and click on that, and then you can and then you just want to click this plus button and then paste the URL for the YouTube video that you want to download here. And then once you paste it, you just press start download. It'll download, and then it'll save into a folder. You can also customize what the output folder you want it to be in is. Yeah, it's not that hard. And also, you could also ask people, if you don't want to use a YouTube video downloader, you could also ask people to upload their parts to SendSpace when they're done so that you can just easily download them. But you can really do whatever. I use both sometimes. Like, some people give me their SendSpace link, and for people that don't, I just use this. But yeah, it's not that difficult to find a way. Alright, so now as you can see, I have opened up my editor, which is Filmora. I believe it's possible to do the MEP, putting it together in like iMovie or something. I've never tried it because I've used Filmora the whole time I've been doing YouTube. But yeah, so this is actually an MEP that is already uploaded. It's my Once Upon a Time MEP, but I currently don't have one that I have to put together, so I'm not going to be putting together a new one. So I'm just going to show you the Once Upon a Time MEP. So as you can see, I have text on everyone's parts that has their name on it that I put on, but you can also ask people to put it on themselves if you don't want to. I always take the intro myself just because I feel like it's guaranteed to get done that way. So then what I normally do is I insert the song that I used. So I do insert the song separately from the MEP part audio, because normally there would be like weird spaces in between the parts. And then I insert the intro first. Obviously, normally since I make it, it's like perfectly timed. But if someone else makes your intro, you might have to cut it a little bit so that the audio lines up. This is way easier if you have Sony Vegas. I've seen people do this with Sony Vegas, and it's a lot easier to line up the audio, but it is possible in Wondershare. So normally what I do is I look at the text, and this MEP doesn't actually have text, so it's kind of more difficult to put together. But I look at like, well, I normally don't mute the actual parts until the end, or until I'm sure that it's lined up properly. So I listen to it, and if the audios aren't matching up, then I try to figure out which one is ahead of the other one, and I try to get them either by cutting this part. I'll like cut the MEP part until it fits either exactly or really closely with the inserted music, and then once I'm sure that I like how it fits together, I will mute it. and add the watermark if needed, and yeah, and then I normally add a super quick transition between parts. You could ask people to leave extra space for a transition, but I don't because I don't need that. But if you want that, you could ask people to do that. And then you just want to listen and match up every part. It's a little bit easier if you're doing an MEP with lyrics, because then you can look at the lyric timing and use that to match it up. So I would recommend starting with an MEP that has lyrics. I wouldn't start with just an instrumental MEP like this because it's really hard to match it up. But yeah, you basically just go through and you'll cut each part a little bit off the end. You can trim them to make them match as closely as possible with the inserted music, and then once they're all matched up properly, you can mute them all and add watermarks if needed, and then you can watch it to make sure you're happy with it. And sometimes with my editor is laggy. I use Filmora and it sometimes lags when you're editing, so you might need to upload the video like on private is what I normally do, so that I can watch it without lag. So I normally do that just to make sure everything is cut to my satisfaction before I make it public. And if I'm happy with it, then I just kind of add the credit in the description for who participated, add my normal description, add a thumbnail, and then you can really just upload it publicly and let people enjoy it. And it should turn out quite nicely. I really like how much fun MEP hosting is. I think it's really fun to host an MEP. That's why I've hosted 4 of them. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave them in the description below. I'll be happy to answer them if I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you, and good luck in hosting your MEPs. Bye guys!